The Tom Coughlin J Fun Radiothon on 1010XL.
Call 904-207-7070 now.
Frank, Hayes, and JJ. Hit it! It's time for the Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you into another day and another very special day here at 1010XL. Probably the best day of the year here at 1010XL. We do some things all throughout the course of the year that are good things, fun things, important things. But I don't know that there's any more important than this. This is our Tom Coughlin J Fun Radiothon. If you've been listening all day, you know that. You know by now the number is 904-207-7070. You can text GOAL to 44834. We are trying to get everyone to spend at least $115 because 115 children in Jacksonville will be diagnosed with cancer this year. And so it's an opportunity to help the real heroes, which are the folks from the Tom Coughlin J Fund, and you who support them. But if we can connect the two of you a little bit today, then that's a special day for us. So it's a very, very special day for us. Every day we do this. So thank you for being part of it. Thanks to all of our sponsors, our friends from Coughlin Sons Fencing Company. Always a Wednesday, or Coughlin Sons Wednesday around here. We certainly appreciate those folks, but we certainly are excited about the opportunity to grow that number. We just did a $6,200, $6,220 in the 3 o'clock hour. I can't see all. Can you see all the numbers over there, Hayes? I can't see all the numbers there.
It's fantastic. I mean, we're looking at 204,000 already. That's remarkable.
It really is remarkable. We're trying. Our goal for the day is 275, which would be our best day ever. But we're going to try and blow that right out of the water. So we know you've been listening all day. We thank you for that. You've been listening to stories and people that have gone through very difficult times. You're going to hear from Alex and Harley on our show. That comes up in about 10 minutes. They're going to tell you all about Zechariah and what he's had to go through. And we're honored to be able to be here and be a conduit as they share their story. So we're certainly excited about that. And we're happy that we're able to help them tell that story. And then, of course, in the 5 o'clock hour, we're blessed to have the coach. Tom Coughlin will stop by, and it's never a bad time to catch up with Tom Coughlin. We'll talk a little football with Tom because I think Tom likes talking football. I think he's comfortable there. So we'll certainly do that coming up on the program today as well. And then Tom will certainly talk about the J Fund and how it started. I think a lot of you know that, but I want you to hear Tom tell the story, which is so special and real. So that's a special day today. That's what we're here to do, and we're glad you're with us. I love this day. I love the fact that we can make a difference, or we can certainly help people in this great city help this great cause. We're kind of a conduit, and I love the fact that we're able to do that.
Yeah, without a doubt. You just don't think of the economic hardship that comes. You obviously think of just the devastating emotional toll that it takes to be told that your child has cancer. But, I had never, before I worked here, I just had never thought about the financial devastation of it. I mean, obviously a parent has to stay with the child, has to quit working, and we know how life is. It's not like these companies will say, hey, don't worry about paying us this month. You're going through something really tough. That's just not how the world works. And so, for the J Fund to be able to help these families out financially and all the great community support that they give as well. The sibling program, the programs that we've heard, that help the parents. I mean, just all of it. It's such a great cause, and we're obviously thrilled to be a small part of helping them have the wonderful impact that they've had.
So let's have some good hours here. We've already had a bunch of them, like Hayes said, already over $200,000. Our goal is to get to 275 throughout the end of all of our programs tonight, and we're going to get there. We generally hit our goal, and you help us hit our goal. You make the goal happen for us. So we're certainly looking forward to that coming up on the program today. One more time, the number by now, the Community First Hope Hub, 904-207-7070, or you can text GOAL to 44834. All right, a lot of sports stuff to talk about today, too. I thought about this today. I don't believe anybody gave up on Brian Thomas Jr. I don't think anybody gave up, but there was some head scratching. Does that make sense? There was some head scratching early in the year as to why isn't he playing like Brian Thomas Jr. we saw and expected, right?
I was stunned.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were, and so but I see it coming back. You made a really good point earlier this week or yesterday, whenever, about there's a different kind of toughness to his play now. Maybe it's by osmosis with the people he's around. But you caught up with him, and I'm excited to hear later on in the program, probably at the bottom of the hour, what your impressions were talking to him. Is there a level of he's not swagger guy anyway, but I'm interested to hear. Give me an overview of talking to Brian.
Yeah, I mean he's probably the most soft-spoken player in the locker room. But I get the numbers weren't crazy successful in terms of Brian catching the football. He was reliable when it was thrown his way, but watching him play when the ball wasn't in his hand was different than what I'd seen earlier this season. He looked way more like the rookie sensation than the sophomore slump player. And I came out of Sunday's game watching it against the Titans that, okay, now maybe it's starting to click for him. You know, maybe now whatever was going on, whatever it is, it was probably a multitude of things, but that, boy, what a lift he could give this team. If you look up in the final 5 weeks of the regular season, Brian Thomas Jr. is like, let's just say like 8th in the NFL in receiving yards. He has that capability. We know he has that capability. He did it last year. He finished 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards last year. So we know it's in there. And it's just a question of, I think it will eventually come back. When does it come back? And I was really excited because Sunday I saw the first flicker that maybe he's coming out of the doldrums. So I was excited to talk with him today.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to hearing that. So we'll hear from him coming up today. And we're going to look. We're 5 days away. I'm not good at math. You probably figured that out by now. But we're right around the corner from this gigantic game. And I'm really excited about that. So we'll certainly talk about that today on the program. Updated Kiffin stuff. You said you didn't watch it. I would suggest to everybody who listens to go watch the Allie Peak Wilbur interview of Danny Werfel. It is really good. Now look, Danny's on the team, so Danny, you can think there's going to be some propaganda in there. I get that, but he answered so many questions, Hayes, that I had. Did they pursue Lincoln Riley? Who did they pursue? He didn't get through all 12 names, but he went through the top 3. You know, it was really, really good. You didn't read it, right? Why watch it? I
didn't watch it. No,
it's really good stuff. It's really good, and I would, because there's so much misinformation out there. Did the search firm fire them? We heard it all. We're all so much misinformation, and at least one guy that was involved in it answers all the questions. I give Allie credit; she asked all the right questions. He gave you the answer. I think Danny Werfel's an honest guy. I also understand he plays for the team, and I get that too. So, but it was real. I'm telling you, if you were interested in the search and how it went and what happened, and I would suggest you go back and watch. It's almost an hour. But I thought it was really, really good, and I really did. I think it told a lot of the story. The other big storyline, not that's developing, but boy, oh boy, did Lane Kiffin anger the people at Ole Miss. Now, he left Ole Miss, I get it. But boy, oh boy, he says, well, I wanted to coach. The players wanted me to, but the staff, the administration wouldn't let me. And all the players have come out and said, that's not true. We didn't want you to coach. Yeah, I mean, it was really interesting that he has become pariah. Look, when you leave, I get it, but it's interesting. And the Schleybaugh story, did you have any idea FSU was in play? Had you ever heard that?
No, I haven't read his story.
The Schleybaugh story, I missed it. Let me read that. I had no idea. It shows you how much I know. Let me listen to this. This is the Mark Schleybaugh story, right at the top. I mean, I'm gonna read you the story. Last month, as some of the biggest college football brands pursued Ole Miss Lane Kiffin, a staff member polled the team's assistant coaches about where they wanted to be in the 2026 season. The coaches discussed 4 options. Now, remember, he talked about 4 at his press conference. I just assumed Penn State was the 4th. I didn't even think twice about it. The coaches discussed 4 options, remain at Ole Miss, where they had built a legitimate college football playoff contender, leave for SEC rivals Florida or LSU, or take over Florida State, which, according to people with knowledge of the search, was making a stealth move to poach Kiffin. I, at no point, heard that from. Now, I talked to Florida sources and Kiffin sources. I never heard that. And this is Schleybaugh. This isn't some hamburger with a website, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that makes
Good for them for throwing a Hail Mary.
Yeah, but I just didn't. I'm just shocked.
It makes sense from like an assistant coach perspective. Like they probably don't know the ins and outs of the financial picture. But obviously, Florida State, even if they had the buyout money for Mike Norvell, probably not then going to sign him to a 7-year, $91 million contract.
And maybe they would.
It is interesting that
and
the staff thought at least that maybe that would be an option.
Kiffin said all 4 options, the salaries were similar. He said the NIL was different. He said again, I just assumed Penn State. Nobody knew. I mean, I didn't think twice about it. I didn't think it was Auburn because they went there a couple years ago. I just assumed it was Penn State. So take over Florida State, which according to people with knowledge of the search was making a stealth move. Again, shows what I know. I never heard that. In all these inner circles, I never heard it. So, I mean, I knew people close to Kiffin's family. I told you this. I won't tell you who it was. Nobody ever brought that up. Interesting.
As if Norvell couldn't feel any more secure.
Yeah, I mean,
with his gig.
Are they saying basically that like
I haven't read the whole story.
Coaches maybe thought that Norvell was going to get fired, and therefore they put that out there as an option, or this is saying that Florida State had reached out to Kiffin?
Yeah, the way this reads is Florida, LSU, Ole Miss, and FSU all went after him hard with big dollar offers. I just didn't know if
that's interesting.
It's really so. We'll talk more, but I would encourage you to read or listen to the 1 hour podcast that with Danny Werfel cleared out, and I'm going to go through later on in the program who they did pursue, the Lincoln Riley stuff, the GM thing. To me, it was just fascinating stuff. So we'll get to it coming up a little bit later on. But we have more important business to tend to. When we come back from this break, you're going to meet a family affected by the Tom Coughlin J Fund and get a real good idea of what this magnificent organization does to help people in this Jacksonville area. I mean that very, very sincerely. That's how we'll kick off the program. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge match.
Dreamfinders Homes is matching donations until 5 o'clock. With headquarters in Jacksonville, Builder Magazine's 2025 National Builder of the Year, Dreamfinders Homes builds beautifully styled new homes in the most desirable areas around Northeast Florida. Take advantage of their special December interest rate. The official home builder of the PGA Tour and Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes will match up to $6,000 between now and 5. So call now and double your gift. 904-207-7070.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 3rd, 1950, the Browns beat the Eagles 13-7 in the final NFL game where not a single pass was completed.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great, great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
It's easy to be there for J-Fun families. Text GOLD to 44834 now.
The holidays are kicking off early at Nimnick Chevrolet. Right now, you can save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0% on models including Silverado, Equinox, and Trailblazer during the Red Tag sales event. Now, unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. And with their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck or SUV at Nimnick. Remember, Nimnick will always give you top dollar for your trade. Want an even better deal? Ask about our demo models for deeper discounts. Plus, the biggest sale of the year is coming, Nimnick's bigger than ever Black Friday event. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com or visit that terrific car dealership right there at the corner of Park and Castle. Now's the time to head to Nimnick. Who's got more new vehicles at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Head to Nimnick today.
No one has time to get hurt. Lost wages, injuries that not only hurt but hinder our success. If you're in this position due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. Hey, this is Tom McManus. Injuries suck, so check out Morgan & Morgan. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases. And they make filing a claim easy, and they don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com or hit pound law from your cell. Pound law, that's all.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, you only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
I'm Tom Coughlin, and I choose to be there for the Tom Coughlin J Fund because we're here for the kids. We want to be there for families who have a child with cancer, and we want to do the very best we can to take the stress away from the parents so that they can spend their time trying to help their young child get better.
Call 904-207-7070 now.
And that is the number to call. We do thank Tom for all he does for our city and for what the Tom Coughlin J Fund does. Do want to tell you that Dream Finders Homes, what a wonderful company that is. Dream Finders Homes will match up to $6,000 between now and 5 o'clock. So get your money in now because they're going to match it. Up to $6,000. Please call now. The number to call, 904-207-7070. We really hope you will. And with that, it's what a pleasure it is to welcome in Alex and Harley, who are parents of a child that went through cancer, or going through cancer. We'll talk a little bit about that. But first of all, Harley, welcome. Glad you're here.
Hi, thank you.
Alex, thanks for coming by. We sure appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit about Zechariah. First, tell me about Zechariah. We'll get to his story in a little bit, but tell me how old he is and tell me some stories about Zechariah.
So Zechariah, he was diagnosed at 8 months, but he's actually celebrating his first birthday on Monday. And we are so excited. He has found his voice, and so he's mastered the screech. And he is just a big ball of energy and smiles and laughs. It's amazing.
And he's almost 1 year old. Alex, tell us a little bit about his journey when you guys found out what you found out.
Man, it's just been whiplash since we started. You know, just something you don't want to hear as a parent, that your kid has anything like cancer. But it's just after a lot of praying and just keeping our faith with it. It's just, and having Tom Coughlin helping everything like that. It's been okay.
From an economic standpoint, how challenging is it, and how much has the J Fund helped you, and in which ways have they helped you?
So we went from, a normal 2-income family to basically none at this point. Dad works when he can, but I mean, how do you tell a dad, hey, you have to work a full-time schedule and, miss the lumbar punctures and the bone marrows and the chemo? So we do it. He does what he can. And the J Fund, crazy enough, 2 weeks before we were diagnosed, we had bought a house. And so we get the diagnosis, and then we go, oh my God, we can't afford this. And it was one of those of like, we wish we could go back a few months and kind of take back that thing, but we just couldn't. And so we sat there, and I was crying. I was like, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then the J Fund came. And they were like, hey, we're here. We're going to help you. You're not going through this alone. We're going to take care of it. We're going to help you as much as we can. And they've just become a family, and they're wonderful.
Alex, tell us about the first conversation with folks from the J Fund from your standpoint, because obviously I get it. You want to support your family as best you can. Tell me about how they took you through the journey a little bit.
I'm going to be honest. Like, that time I was still processing everything.
I get it.
I just know when they came in, it was like a load off my shoulders.
Yeah.
And it was nice to know that there was people out there donating the money to help people like us and everything to get through some of our tough times.
Harley, how did you find out about the J Fund? How did they reach you or you reach them? How did it all happen?
To be honest, I had no idea this even existed. But my brother had evidently been donating for years. And so when we were diagnosed, my brother called and he's like, hey, there's a place called J Fund. Like, you should check it out. And I'm like, okay, but then J Fund came in. And so it was one of those of like our brother kind of like paved the road, and then they came and we met them, and they really have been a godsend. Like, of course there's still struggles, but to know that financially we can put that on the back burner and we can focus on our son's health has truly been a miracle.
And how much support beyond the financial component is just the social component, the community, what can we do for you guys as well, just, from a wellness standpoint?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be honest, the financial, believe me, is huge and wonderful. But what I absolutely adore is that every time Emily comes to the unit, because a lot of our care is inpatient because he's infant. As soon as Emily comes on the unit, Killian goes, that's my best friend. I got to go. And so he's always in the playroom. He looks forward to the crafts and just hanging out with them. And Killian's really enjoyed meeting some of the football players. And he was never into sports, and now he's kind of interested in it. And so, it's truly been a friendly face. And it's been like those timings when, there's been hard times at the hospital. Here comes the J Fund and the vents. And they always have fun little themes for it. And I've seen not even just my kids smile from just this, but I've seen so many kids just on the unit when all these kids have come around the table, Ivy poles, and there's just joy and there's smiles when normally there's not that many.
Tell us about Killian.
Oh, Killian is the best big brother you could ask for. He is there for his brother all the time.
How old is he?
He is 6.
Okay. Because sometimes they say, we have learned our relationship with the J Fund is sometimes the sibling unintentionally doesn't get the attention, and that's a little kid too that needs attention. And I saw you light up, Alex, when we asked about Killian. I saw all of your face.
Killian is just so much energy, you cannot keep it contained, and just seeing him, like, the energy just come out, like Harley said, when she comes out, he's just so excited to see them. I love seeing him just walk around with, like, the football players and saying hey to all these strangers, because he used to be very antisocial.
Yeah.
And now, all these strangers coming up, he's just opened up, and it's amazing to see this kid grow.
It's so striking to me how, you think about, like, where would you be without this organization? And I think in terms of, for our audience, like, what a powerful message that you guys have. Because it's obviously, it's like you mentioned, it's still financially tough, but what if it didn't, like, what if the J Fund didn't exist? Can you even imagine your predicament?
So, like, I know, like, when I was trying to work after hearing about these diagnoses, I couldn't, like my mind was not there because I'm focused on my kid, my family at the hospital while I'm at work. And when they came in, it's like, hey, we can help pay for things. We can help pay for your mortgage that you just got. That I cried. I'm gonna be honest, I cried because it's amazing.
Another thing is, so our son, of course, Killian, was struggling with the diagnosis of, hey, your brother has, well, we call it sick blood because, he's still young, trying to understand it. We reached out to our insurance company. We begged and we tried to find some sort of therapy help too. We couldn't find anybody, but the J Fund did. The J Fund came to the rescue. And if it wasn't for them, like Killian, not just are we getting financial help, which, like I said, is huge, but the emotional help that they've provided, I mean, it's crazy. You see the J Fund logo, but there is so much more than just that. It is people that care. It is them. These people are going out of their way to just provide the little things that seem so little, but they make such a huge impact. Like one night we were sitting there and we were like, oh Lord, what are we going to do for dinner? There's the J Fund. They were there that night and they had the best dinner ever. And it's just little things like that. They are truly a light in the darkness.
Tell us about Zechariah now.
So Zechariah was diagnosed at 8 months.
Right.
I was going to say start with the very beginning.
Yeah. Take us to it.
Actually, he's our miracle baby. They had told us that we could never get pregnant. Our first son, Killian, was IVF, and Zechariah was our literally miracle baby. Our pregnancy was very hard, very scary. We almost lost him and myself during delivery. So we thought the worst was behind us, and then at 8 months, we came in for what's supposed to just be a NG tube placement and some feeding therapy. And that's when the doctor came in and said, oh no, your son has leukemia. And so then we heard the whole thing of, oh, well, leukemia is the best of the worst case scenario. And then they said, well, no, your son has infant ALL, which is super scary and aggressive. And that day, August 15th, we started treatment. And he's been kicking cancer's butt this whole time. And by the grace of God, he's in remission. We still got to do the hard-hitting stuff. But, I mean, he's a miracle all the way around.
That's extraordinary. And it is a miracle. It absolutely is. And as we, kind of try to get people to donate as much as we can, what would be your message to the audience out there that's, maybe times are tough for, financially for a lot of people, but for people that are thinking about it that haven't already joined us in this, what would be your message to them?
Every penny, dime, dollar counts. And I know because I've talked to other J Fund recipients, we can never thank you enough for the donations, for the time and the prayers that you put into this. We pray that you are blessed tenfold for the donation. And you're not just providing, a meal or therapy or a house payment or a light bill. You're providing hope and just relief in the scariest time of our lives.
The number to call is 904-207-7070. You can text 44834. And again, Dreamfinders is matching up to $6,000. Greg Simpson just gave us $1,010. Thank you so much, Greg. Thank you guys for coming in. Alex and Harley, I can only imagine. I can't imagine, but I can only imagine what you're going through and your positive spirit. And we're in remission now.
Yes,
right?
remission.
So congratulations on that. Thank you for spending the time. It means a lot to a lot of people that you're helping by sending your message and helping people understand. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. More in a moment. 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, 1010XL J-Fund Challenge Match.
Dreamfinders Homes is matching donations until 5 o'clock. With headquarters in Jacksonville, Builder Magazine's 2025 National Builder of the Year, Dreamfinders Homes builds beautifully styled new homes in the most desirable areas around Northeast Florida. Take advantage of their special December interest rate. The official home builder of the PGA Tour and Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes will match up to $6,000 between now and 5. So call now and double your gift. 904-207-7070.
Denise is a Pilates instructor and a small business owner who built her own studio, so I guess that means she's kind of a real estate mogul too.
And don't forget, a mom as well.
And that community first, we get that. And we get you. We're here to help you live your best life by providing the financial services you need with low fees, convenience, and local decision making.
So just be yourself.
At Community First and on the go. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Insured by NCUA.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harrell & Harrell. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harrell & Harrell. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell & Harrell at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
Everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and the cooler weather is upon us. Folks, it's the perfect time to try the new breakfast sandwich from Dandy Foods. A hearty one, too. A twin-pack cinnamon swirl and country sausage. You get the sweet first, then the salty kicks in, and trust me, they are addicting. And you'll find them all at daily stores around town. So the next time you're out and about, stop and get all that deliciousness in less than a minute from Dandy. Just one more reason to go out and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
Now is a great time to be there for J-Fund families. Text the word GOAL to 44834.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,800 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design get us organized for the holidays. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and so much more. Closets by Design will design a custom storage solution for all of your spaces. Nothing says happy holidays like a home that is peaceful and clutter-free. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before year-end and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and thank you to all the members and contractors for their continued support and partnership. Together, they've helped build a stronger foundation for Jacksonville since 1901. Enjoy spending time with your friends and families this holiday season. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Local 234, make the right connection. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
When the game was looking strange to start, the team would look to strange to allow everything to make sense once again. In the second quarter, Trevor Lawrence would find the star tight end for a 21-yard touchdown, making the score 15-3 with 14:54 left in the first half. The strange score is your Performance Painting Play of the Game.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
1010XL's early high school signing period coverage is lit up by Flame Broiler and Baker Glass.
You got scholarship offers from Auburn and Florida.
Listen all day as our star high school athletes reveal where they plan to play their college ball. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Hi, I'm Jim Harbaugh from the University of Michigan, and this is the Tom Coughlin J Fun Radiothon on 1010XL.
Call 904-207-7070 now.
Back to a Coughlin Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
We sure appreciate our friends from Coughlin Sons. They do an awful lot of work for us at the Bregan Baseball Complex. You've heard me tell you that story many times. Whether it's residential or commercial, the best fence company in town. 904-356-4821 or call them or log on to Coyle, that's C-O-I-L-E, CoyleJacks.com. My buddy Dane Leslie. Dane and I go way back. Thank you, Dane, if you're still listening. Dane just gave us $1,010 as well. Please keep them coming. Please keep those wonderful and kind donations coming. Again, Dreamfinders Homes, the wonderful folks there are willing to match all the way up to $6,000 this hour. So we've already had a couple of them. Please call the number, no matter how big or how small. You can give as little as $115 because 115 children in Jacksonville will be diagnosed this year. The number to call, 904-207-7070. That's the Community First Hope Hub. Or you can text 44834. Please be kind and generous. You always have been, and we know you will. It's a big day, and it's certainly an important day. Brian Thomas Jr. is a megastar in the making. It looked like that last year when he was third in the league in total yards. He got off to a rough start this year. Looked like he shied away from some balls, dropped some balls. Everybody wondered what was the matter. Then he got hurt. Well, now he's back. He looked like a little different player. He's made some big plays now, okay? He's made a long crossing route that helped win the Kansas City game. He's made some big plays, and make no mistake about that. But will he step up and be the star that it looked like he was becoming at the end of last year? We will see. It's great to have him back in the lineup, I will tell you that. And he's the subject of this Hayes Carlyon one-on-one.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars receiver Brian Thomas Jr. here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. How was it getting back in the fold yesterday, or Sunday, getting a big win over the Titans?
It felt good just to be back out there with the team, being back out there with the boys. So, it felt super good just being able to be back out there on the field, playing again.
What was that time away? What was that like for you, Brian?
It was boring, for sure. Not playing, just being in all the meetings and stuff, just making sure I'm staying up on everything, staying locked in about everything, and preparing for the week like as I was playing. Just stay fresh and keep my mind focused on the right things. So, yeah, I would say it was tough. But I just try to stay focused and keep my mind on being focused and ready to go when my time come back.
How much did you enjoy going back and watching on film Jacoby's catch and run where you got the key block, inside the 10 there?
I watched it a couple times, but just playing football, just trying to help out, be the best teammate I can be, just trying to be the best player I can be. And that was just he caught the ball, and I was just transitioning to go try to help him get in the end zone. So yeah.
Obviously, still 5 games left, and you guys are in fantastic shape for a playoff appearance. Do you feel like you've got enough time to still have a really huge year here?
I'm just taking it one day at a time, one step at a time. I'm not really worried about that. I feel like wins are more important than that. And I feel like with wins, that'll come. So just sticking to the plan, sticking to the process, just taking everything day by day, step by step, and just keep pushing forward just to be the best version of myself that I can be.
Brian, what's it been like getting to know Jacoby, and what's he like as a teammate?
It's been super cool. He's a great teammate, great guy, super cool, super chill. It was great. Like I said, he's a great teammate, great person to be around. So it's been super cool getting to know him.
As you look at Indianapolis, obviously familiar with them being in the division, but it's the first time you've seen them this year. What stands out about the Colts in terms of their pass defense?
They play hard. They play tough. They throw a lot of different stuff at you. So just got to be locked in, zoned in on what's going on, what they're trying to do. So just little things like that. But just staying focused and being locked in on what we do best and what we do. And I feel like that'll take us a long way.
It should be a great environment Sunday. How much are you looking forward to playing a game of this kind of magnitude in front of your home fans?
I'm just ready to get out there and go out there and compete at the highest level and just do the best that we can do as a team. Just ready to get out there and compete.
What's LeQuint like as a teammate?
He's a great guy, great teammate. That's one of my dogs. Yeah, he's super cool though. I love LeQuint.
As you've gotten more into the season, first year with Liam Cohen, and offensively, have you gotten what's been your comfort level getting used to everything that's asked of you?
Still a lot of things that we're still learning. Really, still a lot of things, moving pieces that are going on. But just still learning the offense. Still, getting used to it. But just going out there, like I said, competing at the highest level. Just doing the best that I can do, being the best team I can be. So, yeah.
And do you feel like that big game could be coming if you get the opportunity, that where your game is at, that you could have, one of those games that we're accustomed to seeing?
Like I said, I'm just taking it day by day, step by step, and hopefully, it will come. I'm just trying to do what I can do to help out the team get a win. That's really the main goal, just winning.
Well, I know the fans are excited to see you back out there, Brian, and we certainly are as well. Best of luck to you on Sunday, and thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate Brian taking time. This has been a tough year. And, I'm sure if you had told him 12 games in that he was going to have 32 catches for 448 yards and 1 touchdown, that would have been disappointing. But there is still, because of how good the team has been without him playing at a star level, there's a chance. You want to talk about an X factor for the remainder of this Jaguar season. Let Brian Thomas Jr. get hot. Let BTJ, I'm not saying it's going to happen. And look, he cannot play even close to how he was playing in September. But if he finds his form with what they've been able to establish with Washington, Strange, and Myers, and the ground game that's 11th in the league in rushing, doing a very good job on that front, you let Brian Thomas Jr. get hot, and that could really be the X factor that pushes them towards not just making this tournament, but hanging around in this tournament.
Because if he's at his best, he's different. There's no question. Kobe Myers is a wonderful player. Parker Washington is a wonderful player. I hope they're both here for a long time. But he's different. There's a burst in it. There's a reason he was a first-round draft pick. There's a reason he had the big year last year.
And I thought we started to see signs in Nashville.
I did too.
So hopefully that was the start of something big for Brian Thomas Jr.
Today is our day to raise money for the Tom Coughlin J Fund. It's our radiothon. We're very proud of it. Please call the number 904-207-7070, or you can text GOAL to 44834. Already numbers are coming in. Dreamfinders Homes will match up to $6,000 of anything that comes in this hour. So let's at least get to that 6. We got to do that. We're well on our way. Please keep them coming. This is an important hour for us. Help children. You can't imagine. None of us can imagine what it's like to have a child diagnosed with cancer. I thought Alex and Harley did a wonderful job.
One of the best we've ever had.
One of the best we've ever had is true, telling their story of how important it is. They just bought a house, man. They just bought a home. And the J Fund made it possible for them to keep it. So please, please, please help. It's only the one day we do this, 904-207-7070. We'll take a break. Hayes has headlines after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge match.
Dreamfinders Homes is matching donations until 5 o'clock. With headquarters in Jacksonville, Builder Magazine's 2025 National Builder of the Year, Dreamfinders Homes builds beautifully styled new homes in the most desirable areas around Northeast Florida. Take advantage of their special December interest rate. The official home builder of the PGA Tour and Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes will match up to $6,000 between now and 5. So call now and double your gift. 904-207-7070.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same-day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la. This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Frank Frangie for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember when the Jaguars upset the Denver Broncos in the 1996 divisional round as a 14-point underdog and launched them into the AFC Championship? Well, you know who won't upset you? The team at Coil Fencing. Coil is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and has been serving the Jacksonville community for nearly 100 years. From sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love to tough chain link for your commercial project, Coil does it all. Visit CoilJacks.com. That's COILE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Make your difference now. Text the word GOAL to 44834.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. If you've ever wondered why some jewelry stores and department stores always have a sale going at 50 to 75% off, there's a good reason. Because most of the time, they're not real sales. The prices are marked up so they can sell the piece at a big discount and still make the profit they need. If you wanted to find a realistic sales event, the store wouldn't run a year-round sale and the discounts would be a little more realistic. For example, Underwoods puts all of our diamond solitaire necklaces and ear studs on sale in December at 15% below the prices we sell at the rest of the year. So there's a genuine savings to the customer. We also take trade-ins, so it's the ideal time to buy for someone looking to grow their pendant or ear studs up to a larger size. Now at Underwoods, we don't run a lot of sales. But when we do, they're real and a good time to buy. So come see us at Underwoods, San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Ready for huge holiday savings? It's the Expert Automotive Giving Garage. This Christmas, they're driven to give back. Bring in any new wrap toy donation and get $50 off any service. That's $50 off repairs, diagnostics, or maintenance just for helping a child. Plus, they're giving you 50% off your oil change. $50 off any service with a toy and 50% off oil changes. The Giving Garage at Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
I'm Daniel Murphy on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, and this is the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon. I'm excited as a native from Jacksonville to be able to come out here and just partner with Tom and his family and the opportunity to give back to these families who are going through so much with their children who, so unfortunately get sick.
Call 207-7070 now.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round.
It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show on our Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon. Some incredible stories coming in. Frank, I'll let you lead off, and then I'll tell my story.
I'm going first, okay?
You go first.
I'm going first. While we're at break, my buddy Greg Stanley just called me, who owns Stanley Pools and does a lot of work with Dreamfinders. He said, put me down for the 6K and let Dreamfinder just match mine.
Wow.
So Greg Stanley from Stanley Pools, while we're at break, by the way, one of the best people you'll ever know, ever. He's one of the all-time good guys, one of my favorite people in the world. Greg just called me, and he said, put me down for $6,000, and Dreamfinders matches me. How about that? So $6,000 from Stanley Pools. How about that? Well, I just did 6,000. What do you got? What do you got for my 6,000?
And thank you so much. Yeah, the
Greg's
generosity is unbelievable. So our good buddy Brent Lister at First Florida Credit Union, he texted me. He wants to be a part of this. So First Florida Credit Union is going to do a $6,000 match from 7 to 8 o'clock tonight, our final hour of the Tom Coughlin J Fun Radiothon. So thank you so much, Brent. Thank you so much to our friends at First Florida Credit Union, and it's awe-inspiring. It's just fantastic generosity, and we just can't thank everybody
So
enough.
that 6,000 goes there, and for this fund. And Greg Stanley from Stanley Pools just said he's dropping in 6,000 that Dreamfinders can match. So wow, what a good day! I know you got some. I got you got some headlines to get to, but that is exciting stuff and very exciting stuff. Jason Bueller, by the way, thank you, Jason. $1,000 just dropped in. Jason, certainly he knows this radio station. I promise you that. Jason, thank you, very, very, very kind. $1,000 from Jason Bueller.
Crowd's going wild.
The crowd is going wild. So
I'm going wild.
We just talked about. We just did $13,000 out of the break.
That's amazing.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all so much. Let's get it to some headlines here. Let's start with Jaguars Colts. Boy, this is a big moment for Trevor Lawrence. He's playing really well, but imagine if he goes out there, gets a win, and plays at a very high level. This is a big opportunity for Trevor Lawrence to kind of take a big step forward with the national narrative.
100%, Hayes, with everybody watching. This is one of those games that whether it's a national broadcast or not is inconsequential. It's a game people are keeping their eye on. The Red Zone people are watching this one because this is a game in December for first place. If you play a game for first place in December, you're pretty good. And then both teams are pretty good. This is a significant game, and Trevor's coming along, man. You can feel it. I can feel it when I'm around him. I can feel it when I'm on the plane. I can feel it when I'm around the locker room. Trevor's coming. It's coming. It's coming. You can really sense it.
Absolutely. Liam Cohen met with reporters earlier today and talked about the challenge of stopping Indianapolis superstar running back Jonathan Taylor.
Definitely one of the more talented players in the league. If you try to arm tackle him, that's not exactly a recipe for success. He can take them 80 and 90, and he also can get some of the tough, hard yards. And in the pass game, they've used him, I think, at a pretty good click this year as well. So very talented. We have to be at our best this week in terms of clamp tackling, pursuit to the football. It's going to truly take all 11 when it comes to getting him down on the ground.
Yeah, that's right. And as far as the best backs in the league, he's always been right there behind Derrick Henry and then Saquon. Might be the best back in the league.
Yeah, this is his year.
Right,
this year for sure. Let's get to around the NFL. We've got a big Thursday night game. Dallas and Detroit, two teams that are still fighting to get back in the NFC playoff picture, and it will certainly be a huge matchup in terms of explosive offenses. Let's talk about the receivers on both sides. Lions receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown will be a game-time decision, the Lions say, with his ankle injury sustained on Thanksgiving Day. Meanwhile, Dallas star receiver George Pickens has been cleared to play. So the Cowboys will definitely have Pickens. The Lions hope to have St. Brown.
The two Thanksgiving home teams playing against each other. Dallas playing a little better.
Schottenheimer's done a good job. I didn't think that was a very good move for Dallas.
But he has done a good job.
But 6-5-1.
Yeah, the Lions are leaking a bit of oil. The Cowboys are hot. You're exactly right about that. And by the way, my buddy Steve Simmons, who I told you yesterday, gave us $5,000 to kick this thing off. Just called me right now. He's a baseball guy too, as Greg. He said, "I'm gonna add $1,000 so I can match Greg."
How about that?
So he just matched Greg's. He just matched Greg. Thank you, Steve, for doing that. It's very kind of you. So these baseball guys stick together.
Yes, that is wonderful.
You guys have some badass friends. Seriously.
Yes,
awesome.
we do. Steve's son Michael was a very good baseball player that played for us. So great to have him on.
Yeah, we're very lucky indeed. Let's stick with the Cowboys, talking about that Thanksgiving win over the Kansas City Chiefs. The ratings are out. 57.2 million viewers.
Insane.
It broke the record by 36% for a regular season game.
And isn't everyone watching with like 10 people too? Like I know the house I had it on had like 20 people there.
Yeah, it's a great point. I don't know how they figure all that stuff out, but 57.2 million is the estimation.
It's amazing the hold the sport of football in general and the National Football League specifically has on this country. It's beautiful, by the way. If not, guys like us would have to have real jobs. But I mean, it is just
sounds terrible.
Yeah, it'd be awful. But it's an amazing thing. It really is.
It really is. Let's get it to the world of college football. South Florida has made a hire. USF hires Ohio State offensive coordinator Brian Hartline. Sensational move for the Bulls. I think one of the best recruiters in the country.
Well, somebody made a point. You hicking somebody. That why are these really good assistants not getting attention for the blue blood jobs? Well, they're getting them now. You just saw Will Stein go to Kentucky, and now you're seeing Brian Hartline on his way to USF. I agree with you. That's a great hire. That is here's the bad thing. I'm not sure they'll have him very long.
Right.
My guess is he's 2 years from a blue blood, but enjoy those 2 years.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's get it to college basketball. Florida rallies but falls short at number 4 Duke, 67-66.
It's a weird game. It was a weird game. Florida got way behind by 15. I thought they were about to get rolled by 30. Really battled back. Found a little something. I'll tell you this. They're 5-3. I think they're going to be 5-4. I don't think they're going to beat UConn in the Garden next Tuesday. So I think they get 5-4. Then they'll be 9. Then they got the gimme. So they'll be 9-4 when the league year starts. I think they're going to be okay. I mean, you just lost by 1 in Cameron Indoor. You got some tough whistles, and you lost by 1 at Cameron Indoor when they hit a big 3. Now look, the good thing about Klavjar is he's your one legitimate shooter. The bad thing is he's the guy that had the guy and got lost in defense. So it was a wide open shot. But I think, and by the way, the SEC's off a little. It's not like it was. Tennessee just lost to Syracuse. Kentucky's not very good by their standards. Auburn lost by 30 to Michigan. Alabama's good, but I think by the time they'll be 9-4. I don't think they're beating UConn next week. I may be wrong. Either 10-3 or 9-4. But either one. But I think they'll be okay. They found some. Flan found a little something last night. I'm not sure Lee and Flan are going to be great players. They're not going to be like the last year's guards. But I think they found a little something last night. I felt that way in the second half.
I was impressed with Florida's edge to come back. They outscored Duke by 11 on their home floor in the second half.
Yeah.
How they missed the goaltend, I'll never understand. It was one of the biggest misses I've seen in college basketball in a long time.
And the rule says if they call it a goaltend,
they can review it.
But if they don't call, well, that's dumb.
It's totally dumb.
That's dumb.
And then the Hauk flagrant was atrocious.
Both of those calls. But again, you don't lose because of officials' calls.
But it's a 1-point loss, and that's 4 points right there.
Yeah, but the bottom line is
they had an edge. Forgetting all that, like I liked Florida's edge.
They lost by 1 point at Cameron Indoor.
Right, and Duke's really good.
And Duke's,
you can tell Duke has got a fantastic team.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
I think Florida will be fine too. I'm not the least bit worried. We will get you out on our musical note of the day this week. Back in 1983.
No way.
Michael Jackson's Thriller video debuts on MTV. When I tell you this was a phenomenon, I can't really put it into words. I was 7 years old, and my friends and I raced home. Like, got off the bus, raced home, got in front of the TV, and watched this video.
Is this of all of the video age, is this first?
I think it would have to be. I think if you did a poll, I think Michael Jackson's Thriller video would be consired the greatest music video of all time.
I believe you that's kind of your wheelhouse, but I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, John Landis directed it, who obviously did like Animal House, American Werewolf in London. Very accomplished director. In the production on it's incredible, and the song's iconic.
Yeah.
So
it's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and it's the greatest performer of the 1980s. So, yeah, it was a cultural phenomenon, and hard to believe. Back in 1983 this week.
Well done, as always. Hour number 2. Keep them coming, folks. You know the number, 904-207-7070. Tom Coughlin will join us in this hour. Stay with us.
Awaken 180 weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss. Hacker here for the best weight loss program that I've ever been on. You know, I hear some of my friends telling me about this medication they're on, or that medication they're on, or this shot they're taking. And I stop them and say, well, wait a minute. I lost over 100 pounds doing it the all-natural way with Awaken 180 weight loss. There was no medications. There was no shot once a week. There was the coaching I received from Awaken 180. There's the plan they put me on, and you see the results. Over 100 pounds of weight loss in less than a calendar year. The coaching I got was phenomenal. Not only did it help me lose the weight, it's helping me keep the weight off now that I'm in the maintenance program. Awaken 180 is the best weight loss program I've ever been on, and I tried them all. Go to awaken180weightloss.com, awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. A fun release prior to the holidays is Topps Holiday Boxes. The Major League Baseball release comes in holiday advent calendars and holiday tins. Exclusive holiday cards have a unique look to the Topps brand. It's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
To give to Tom Coughlin's J Fund, text the word GOAL to 44834 now.
This holiday season, let Bono's Catering do the cooking so you can enjoy more time with family and friends. Frank Frangie here. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for 75 years. Holiday catering's available with full smoked turkeys, country hams, and all the fixings. Be sure to order online at bonosbarbecue.com or call 904-332-7427. Plus, you could give the gift of Bono's Barbecue. Buy a $25 gift card and get an additional $5 gift card in-store or online. Remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi are on a mission to sell 2,000 vehicles this December. I've instructed my team to take every reasonable offer. We won't lose your business over price. Thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to move. Get year-end savings, top dollar for your trade, and the easiest car buying experience ever. But hurry, these deals end when we hit 2,000 and we ain't leaving nothing on the table. Make it a December to remember only at Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi.
Picking here, this holiday, skip the gift that gets returned. I got a better idea. Give a custom pool from Surfside Pool. It's the ultimate present. Memories, relaxation, and instant hero status. Surfside Pools handles new builds, custom designs, heating, and weekly maintenance, so you get all the credit. Warning, may cause excessive smiles and backyard envy. Save the holidays, turn your backyard into paradise. Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Float happy, gift responsibly. License number CPC 044080.
Some auto shops call it an inspection and flag any little thing. That's called a wallet flush. At AA Automotive, they don't play that game. They fix only what needs fixing. AA Automotive on Richard Street. Boring name, awesome service, and no wallet flush.
The new Ackerman Cancer Center is now open at World Golf Village, providing state-of-the-art screenings and diagnostic exams with no referral required. Same-day appointments are available. Call today or visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by Small Business Development Center at UNF. John Sumrall has already made his first major hire in his coaching staff. On Tuesday, Sumrall announced he was hiring longtime Kentucky defensive coordinator Brad White as the Gators' new DC. Since White is promoted to DC at Kentucky in 2019, his defense ranked in the top 25 4 times, and he developed some big-time talent such as Josh Hines Allen. It's 62 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
I'm Tom Coughlin, founder of the J Fund Foundation, helping local families tackle childhood cancer since 1996. Every year I'm blown away by your generosity, and I'm asking for your help again. Call 904-207-7070 right now with your gift, 904-207-7070, and thank you.
All right, you just heard from Tom Coughlin. Well, guess what? Now you get him live and in person. My friend Tom Coughlin joins us now.
Thank you.
Tom, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much for having us. You guys have been fabulous as always. I love the competitiveness. I walk in the door, I can feel it. You know, it's a sense of where are we now?
We're trying to win, Tom.
Yeah, we're trying to win this
We're trying
thing.
to win. It's
yeah,
about
that's
winning.
what we're in it for.
For people that don't know, Tom Coughlin started the J Fund. Was it 31 years ago?
It will be. It's 1996.
Okay.
It's currently 30. And here's the better things, Frank. In 30 years, we have helped over 6,700 families to the tune of over $34 million.
Wow, $34 million. Tom, do this for me. I know most people, or so many people are aware, but there are some that are not.
Right.
Tell us about coaching at Boston College and a young defensive player named Jay McGillis.
Well, it was 1990, and I was the wide receiver coach for the New York Giants. We won Super Bowl 25 in Tampa, and I took the Boston College job. I went to Boston College, started that program. 1991, my starting strong safety was Jay McGillis. And Jay McGillis was a redheaded kid from Brockton, Mass., you know, the home of the champions down there. Tough, hard-nosed guy, good student, great citizen, you know, great team guy. Everybody loved Jay. We came back from Syracuse, I think it was game 9, and the trainer came to me and said, I don't think Jay's going to be able to play this week. I said, why? Well, he's running a temperature, his glands are swollen. I said, well, let's get the doctor in here and let's get going, and we'll get him back to where he can play. It wasn't, you know, various forms of colds or whatever. It was leukemia, and a ravaging form of leukemia. But what my wife Judy and I, being very close to the McGillis family, what we watched was the family drop everything and run to the bedside of the sick child. So there was they weren't paying any bills. Jay's siblings were right there in the room with him. His sister, who was an intern, a law school intern, came home from school and was actually in the hospital room with Jay. But in July 3rd of 1992, Jay passed away. But during that time, we experienced what these families go through. And Mike Panos, who you may have met Mike last spring. Mike was a linebacker on our team, and he came to me in the spring. And in those days, in the spring of the year, we would max lift. So we would bench, power clean, squat. We would do all that. And Mike said, Coach, we got to help the McGillis family. I said, what are you talking about? Sit down. So he told me what was going on. He still, to this day, is a great friend of the McGillis family, and he's a wonderful kid, wonderful guy. And so we came up with this idea to do this lift-a-thon. We called it a lift-a-thon. Players went into the community. We raised $50,000. We gave a check for $50,000 to the McGillis family at halftime of the spring game, and that's where the idea came. So I knew that if I ever had a chance to give back, it would be in the name, image, likeness of Jay McGillis. And our very first idea, in 95, we were just too busy here when we first started. But in 96, in the spring, we started with, we're in the land of golf, let's try that. So that was our first thing. I think we made $36,000. We thought we were doing really well. But it was the idea. And thanks to the generosity, the benevolence of the greater Jacksonville area, this has grown. And, you know, to this date, I mentioned the numbers, but without the support that we get, 1010XL, you guys, all the people, all the celebrities here, you know, the J Fund wouldn't be able to affect the people the way we are. We mentioned it all throughout the day. It used to be we talked about 100 cases of cancer a year in childhood cancer, adolescent cancer. Today it's like 115 because we've grown. You know, our population has grown here. So we have more work to do, and it never stops. And when you get a chance to be with these families, and when you know what they're going through, the financial part of this thing is, I mean, it drains people. It does. If you have a family where you have two incomes, as soon as the sick child, it's down to one, okay? When it's down to one, there's lots of things that they can no longer do. And what the J Fund does, and we believe very much in research, don't get me wrong, but we're the practical application of the family. We want the family to stay together. So we start out with mortgages and rent to keep the roof over their head, keep them in their home. And then in this day and age, it's food. Food is incredible. Transportation, all of these type of things. We try to solve their problems, okay, and take that away from them, because as I always say, the sick child, he knows when the parents are under stress. I don't care how old they are, they know. There's an instinct there. And as long as the parents know that they're in their home, they can put food on the table, they can go in front of that sick child in the hospital, and they can keep their chin up. All is not lost. When they first hear those words, your child has cancer, they're devastated. They don't know where to turn. They feel like they're isolated. They're by themselves. There's no one there to help. That's what the J Fund does. We are there to help these families who have a child with cancer.
Tom, we met a very courageous family, Alex and Haley, a little bit ago, and they had just bought a house, and then found out that their child had cancer and would have lost the house.
Yes.
And the J Fund stepped in and paid the mortgage, and they're going to keep it. But it's you can't imagine the financial. I mean, the mental suffering, the emotion is so great anyway. But the financial toll is just devastating.
It is devastating, and this is why they have to. No one fights cancer alone. It takes a whole team, and that's what we're trying to talk about today and throughout the entire year, in terms of being able to support these families so that they know that all is not lost. I mean, it's difficult enough, but to worry about where your next meal is going to come from, and that has been mentioned. That has been mentioned in this day and age, that families worry sometimes that they can put food on the table for their children.
And some 20 years ago, you let us help, and we were honored. What did we do, $15,000?
$15,000, right.
We did a first radiothon with 1010XL, and we were proud of that 15, weren't we?
We were very excited about that, and we thought, gee, that's one more way we can help.
Right.
But you know what we always hit on, and I always come to this. We're in the holiday season.
Yeah.
You can just imagine a family going into this time of the year with very little money at all, okay? And it's Christmas time. It's holiday time. Can we all come together in the spirit of Christmas, which is giving and generosity, and being sure we help neighbors and people actually smiling at one another and shaking hands and sincerely asking how you're doing. We use the term, when we have our events, whether it's the holiday party, whether it's the Valentine's, whatever it might be, we tell our families, our parents and our children, we're taking a day off from cancer. Wouldn't it be great to take Christmas off from cancer? And that's what we're here for. That's why we're trying to do this.
And the support, I think, is so important as well. Like, you guys the financial support is phenomenal, but you guys have really built a community and a support for these families that are going through this, for them to meet others that are going through a similar thing, and to have people to lean on and have events for the siblings. I mean, that's got to be such an important component
we
as
have,
well.
And that's why I'm very proud of Kelly, because what my daughter Kelly has done as the CEO is she listens. She listens. And when the social workers or the doctors come up with some way in which they think we can help, they bring the message to us, and we very much carry through with it. Like the caregiver program we have, like the sibling programs we have. If you can imagine being a sibling, another child, when all the attention is going to the sick child, they have problems. They have problems with that. And so we do the idea of get kids together, give them moments where they can share with other siblings of other families, and they can share, just like the parents share. When the parents come together, they talk, and they feel better because they can express themselves to another parent who's going through exactly what they're going through. So all of these things work together. They mesh together and give us an opportunity, to give back, to give something very meaningful. And at this time of the year, it's number one on our list.
Well, I can tell you, our people are responding, and we're going to ask them to continue to respond to what you started, Tom, and we really do appreciate that. So thank you so much for that. I got to ask you a football question. Okay, I'm not letting you get out of here without a football question. I'm not letting you do that. What do you think of these 8-4 Jaguars? In your mind, nobody knows football better than you do. Why are they playing so well?
Well, they're, in a way, okay. I wish the penalties would go away, okay. But they're playing smart football, and they're doing something which over the last few years we've had a difficult time. When we came to the Charger game, everybody thought it was going to be a bad day. I remember hearing you just before kickoff, and you did, bridge the idea that we could do something great today. But nobody really, and the way they came out and played, now that's what you're looking for, playing with the heart. And Liam and his staff have done a great job of that. No matter what happens, who's hurt, let's go play. We all know what the league is. We're not all going to be healthy every week. So they stand tall, and they've played smart. They played smart. They really have, and it's very, very noticeable. And I was mentioning this morning, the first time that Cam Little kicked it out of bounds, I jumped up. What the heck is
Right.
Better to put it at the 25 than the 35.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's a heck of a thing.
Well, they're off to a great start, and we're all excited about that.
It's a great time of the year.
Isn't it great? We're winning
because we're in it. We're in the hunt.
It's great.
And it's after Thanksgiving.
In December, a game for first place comes up.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly right.
Absolutely.
One more time, folks. 904-207-7070 is the number. Let me tell you this. We've been friends a long time. I'm proud of you for this.
Oh, thank you very much.
And I mean that, Tom. And I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of Kelly, who's such a superstar.
She is, without a doubt.
And the little part that we get to play in this is a big deal to us.
That's a big part. You guys are great. And because, you know what? The word goes out. People got that radio on. We're all sports fanatics. We all want to know what's going on, And you guys repeating it, naming the J Fund at some point when it's not, on your list. Those are important things.
Well, we're going to keep right on doing it. So our number's great. We're going to go. Let's get to 300,000. Is that a good idea?
Let's get to
Let's do 300,000. Tom Coughlin,
do
the man who did this, and he's the reason this is all happening. And I'm proud to call him a friend, and I'm certainly excited about you. And Tom, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it.
Once again, you guys are great. Really, really. And I can't thank you enough.
Back in a moment. 1010 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge match.
Lifetime Enclosures wants to do their part for the J Fund. They're the place to go for enclosures and floors built for a lifetime. Donate before 5:30 and Lifetime Enclosures will match your gift up to $5,000. Call 904-207-7070.
Business owners, are you tired of getting the runaround from your plumbing or AC vendors? Fire them now and call Duck Duck Rooter. Duck Duck Rooter is the trusted partner for some of the largest commercial companies in Northeast Florida. From a professional accounting office that makes contracts and invoicing seamless to highly skilled field technicians who fix the problems fast, they handle it all. Make the smart move today with Duck Duck Rooter. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm Holt Harrell. The holidays are a time we come together as family. These are the moments and memories we cherish. While we miss our loved ones who can't be with us, we enjoy each other's company and look forward to the hope and promises the new year brings. From my family and all of us at Harold & Harold, we wish you and your family the very best for this holiday season. Offices, Jacksonville.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Bari Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that can possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. We have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Bari Orthopedics or log on at bariorthopedics.com.
It's easy to be there for J Fund families. Text GOLD to 44834 now. Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Josh Hines Allen was a monster defensively for Jacksonville. The 6'5 Dynamo ended the contest with 3 tackles versus Tennessee and recorded 2 sacks in what was a dominant performance. The man needed extra plates on the field because he ate all game long. and he's your Superior Fence and Rails defensive player of the game.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL thanks the food sponsors of today's Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon, who are keeping our volunteers fueled and ready to take your calls and texts. Breakfast provided by Chick-fil-A, lunch by Taco Lou, and dinner from Tony D's Pizza.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
1010XL's early high school signing period coverage is lit up by Flame Broiler and Baker Glass.
You got scholarship offers from Auburn and Florida.
Listen all day as our star high school athletes reveal where they plan to play their college ball. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
I'm Josh Scobie on 1010XL 92.5 FM. This is the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon.
Call 207-7070 now.
Back to a Coughlin Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
We thank our friends from Coughlin Sons, the best in the business, residential and commercial. We appreciate our friends very, very much. Come on in. We're going to wave you in here. Being on the air is going to slow us down. We're going to update the board here, Hayes.
We got some big news coming in.
I just got this was $1,010 from Frank's neighbor. Thank you. I got a lot of neighbors. Yeah. So whichever one of you did this, thank you for doing this. But I wanted to read Frank's neighbor on here. By the way, Lifetime Enclosures is our sponsor from 5 to 5:30. They'll match up to $5,000. You still got another little bit of time left for that. So thank you to our friends from Lifetime Enclosures. It's great having Tom Coughlin in here. And he's so appreciative, and he really is. By the way, we did 71.91 in the 4 o'clock hour. That was a good hour. So 71.91 in that hour. So we'll kind of give you an idea where we are as the day goes on. Our goal was 275. I bet we're closing in on it. What do you think?
I think so. I mean, it's been a wonderful day, as always, and the generosity only increases with each year, which we greatly appreciate.
Now, my favorite part about the Coughlin interview was when you ask him about the 8-4 Jags, he's such a football coach. Yeah. The first thing he says, he's like, the penalties. Penalties.
Gotta tighten up.
Made me laugh.
Yeah, but I will 2 or 3 things he said when he was walking out of here. We got to so much. He said the Jags have been awesome. Yeah, including Liam's wife, right, who made a visit down there, a visit to some of the families with incredible care packages. He talked about the tour, how the tour stepped up, and so many of the local folks did. So I'm not at all surprised the Jags. The Jags help so many operators, and I mean that sincerely. The Jags are so altruistic and helpful for so many in town. So all right, so we know by 5 o'clock we were at the 220. We were almost 222. And we got that. We're going all night long. We're going to get to that 275. We may hit the 300. I think there's a chance we'll do that.
There's definitely a chance.
So again, 904-207-7070, and the folks that have called in while we've been here, thank you for doing that. You can text GOAL to 44834. We would love to have you do that. We're very, very proud of how high these numbers have been. And again, thanks to our Lifetime Enclosures folks as well for their help. I do want to get to this. I told you about the Alley Peak Wilbur. interview with Danny Werfel, there were just things on there I didn't know. Again, the news of the day to me was that behind the scenes, when Florida and LSU and Ole Miss were chasing Kiffin, that Florida State behind the scenes was chasing him as hard as anybody. I had no idea until I read Mark Schlabach's column. I had no idea even when Kiffin said the 4 offers. He said it in his press conference. They're all about the same. I assumed Penn State, with an outside chance it was Auburn. It was Florida State. Florida State was the 4th offer. And despite owing Mike Norvell $57 million and another $18 million to coaches, they were willing to dump the $72 million if they could get Lane Kiffin.
That's just stunning.
And apparently,
then why would you just stop if you have the buyout money?
And they must.
Why is Mike Norvell still your coach?
But Mike Alford, the AD at FSU, worked with Kiffin when they were both at USC back in the day, and behind the scenes they were talking to him. Behind the scenes, nobody knew that until Schlabach wrote this story. Nobody knew that FSU was the 4th school. Now it doesn't matter. Only one school got him, and it was LSU. So anyway, back to the interview. Allie Peak Wilbur. Werfel was fantastic on this thing. He really was. He said, first of all, the first 3 targets. Do you know these numbers? Who the first 3 guys were? I didn't know this. He said once we moved on Billy, we identified 3 names: Marcus Freeman, Kurt Cignetti, Lane Kiffin. I had no idea. The 3 were Marcus Freeman, Kurt Cignetti, Lane Kiffin. And immediately Freeman made it clear he wasn't leaving Notre Dame. And after that, and Kurt Cignetti obviously re-upped with Indiana, so we focused on Kiffin. He said, there's a lot of talk that, Lincoln Riley wanted it. They didn't talk to him. He said, the truth is, not only was that not true, we tried. Danny said, I personally tried to get a hold of Lincoln Riley, so much so that they first said, well, Lincoln Riley's agent's Trace Armstrong, and he lives in Gainesville. Werfel goes, first of all, that's not his agent. So that was bad. I didn't know that. That was bad information. Secondly, we tried very hard to get a hold of him, not only through the agent. We went through the agent. Then we went to someone who we know is close to him. Well, I can do the math there. He's very close to Bob Stoops, who's very close to Steve Spurrier. So I'm guessing that when we went to someone very close to him, that's who it was. And Lincoln just didn't want to talk to us. And he said it wasn't disrespectful. I don't think he wanted it out that he was talking to other schools. So he had no interest. He said, so you talk about that we pursue Lincoln Riley. We absolutely pursued Lincoln Riley. The GM thing, what happened? And Werfel told an interesting story. And again, this is all in that podcast. He said, look, the first time we met with Lane, we said, hey, we've got this GM concept, but we're fearful you don't like it, so let's work together to make it something we both like together. And he said, Kiffin said, no. I think you guys have the right concept. I think having the GM manage all that stuff is the right thing. I just want to bring my guy, Billy Glasscock. He said, if I can bring my guy, I'm all about the GM concept. To which point, Strickland and Werfel said to him, well, then let's talk to your guy. Now, to the point we made yesterday, maybe this position is going to report to Strickland, not to the coach. Maybe Kiffin felt like, I'm still concerned it wouldn't be the way I wanted. But nonetheless, this is Werfel's answer. He said, we got beyond the GM thing. Said, Lane, are we good on the GM? Lane said, the GM thing's not a problem. We've agreed. All I'm asking you to do is consider our guy. So that's how that conversation went. He said they talked to 12 candidates. They said he wouldn't talk about who they were. Well, we certainly know the top 3. He said they worked in concert with the trustees. He said this myth out there that the search firm fired us. Well, obviously they can't. We hired them. He said, but we worked really did work in concert with them. He was asked how long he was talked to, how often he talked to Kiffin. He said over 100 texts. He said, I had over 100 texts with Lane Kiffin. He said, and he was great. He said at no point was he ever not great. We knew that the son playing football, where the son was going to play, was a big part of this. We knew all along, and we couldn't really affect that. So we talked about that. And then the final thing he said was really funny. He said, there's this rumor out there that he was worried about Scott meddling. We asked him about that. He said, that's not true. He said, and then we all kind of laughed about it. He said, and I can't believe Werfel said this, our gripe with Scott is that he didn't meddle. Meaning, why not make the guy hire an offensive coordinator? Why not make the guy hire a defensive coordinator who's better? He didn't. We wanted him to meddle more. And Werfel's kind of laughing when we talked about it. So anyway, make what you want of that. I would encourage you. I learned a lot of stuff there.
I wonder if Cinetti was given his extension before Billy was even fired.
And, he didn't expound on it.
It might have been really close, but I think he signed the extension right before.
Right around the time. What he said, though, JJ, he said the minute it happened, there were 3 names. Marcus Freeman, Kurt Cignetti, Lane Kiffin. I did not know that. I didn't know. He said those were the three names. He never got into Drinkwitz or Clark Lee or any of those names. He never got into that. But I'm just telling you, at least for me, it was really interesting to hear. And by the way, Strickland, Danny Werfel, and Duke Werner, a longtime trainer there, they did the interviews. And I kind of heard that. Again, Strickland, to his credit, talked about all this at the presser. But it was to me, it was very interesting stuff.
Real quick, Cignetti was given an extension 3 days before Billy was fired.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it's what's done is done. Regardless of how they got here.
I hear you.
It's John Sumrall, and hopefully he'll be great, and hopefully in time to come, Florida will feel better about Sumrall than LSU feels about Lane Kiffin. I don't think that's going to happen, but you can't rule it out. Sports are unpredictable, and it wouldn't be the first time that sports has surprised us. But they've arrived at John Sumrall, and I think as we spin it forward, the two things upcoming that to me are going to tell the tale on John Sumrall are the retention of the stars currently on the team and who his OC is. If he nails the offensive coordinator hire and you look up and if you say Florida, let's say of the 10 best players on the team, if they keep 8 of them, then John Sumrall will be off and running. And I think at that point, you got to really like what you have. If the offensive coordinator search becomes what the head coaching search was, and you see 7 of the 10 players leave Florida, they're in big trouble. Yeah. So I think in short order, we're going to find out what John Sumrall is all about.
Yeah, and by the way, Ed Henderson just gave us 1,010. Thank you, Ed. Very kind of you. 1,010 as we continue to raise money. The first thing you said is really the bottom line. Check with me next November. That's really the bottom line. I mean, the reality of this is, if Lane Kiffin gets to LSU, and they walk into the middle of November 10-1, and Florida walks in 4-7, that's not good. Okay, I mean that's the bottom line. To your point, what's done is done. They're excited about their guy. LSU's excited about their guy. I think Auburn's excited about their guy. You know what? We'll see. And that's the beauty of this. And by the way, One thing I've learned is you never know. The basketball expert that I am, told everyone Xavier Lee was going to be great. I'm not sure he's very good. We'll see. Okay. We all thought Lagway was going to be fantastic. He wasn't very good. Graham Mertz everybody hated it because it wasn't Sam Hartman or Michael Pratt or Grayson McCall. He's better than all of them. Yeah. So you never know. You can wonder. We all can wonder forever, even with the Florida realm. So you never really know. So, but anyway, I'll say it one more time. Allie did a good job on that. Whether some of it was propaganda or not, I think Danny's an honest guy. I learned a bunch from it that I did not know. And as we go to break, I'll still tell you, how did we miss that Florida State was trying to sign him?
Well, it did.
I mean, that stuff never stays that quiet.
I'll be curious if Florida State pushes back on this at all publicly, because for one,
good point.
It's bad form to go after Kiffin if you still have your coach employed.
And now still have it.
And still have him employed. That's sort of frowned upon. So there's that. It also makes me wonder, is Norvell still really safe? Like, like after reading that, like now it makes you wonder, could Mike Norvell be fired in the next half hour?
Right.
I mean, are they basically just – I always assumed Florida State doesn't have the money to buy out Mike Norvell. Well, if they're going after Lane Kiffin, back-channeling that with offers to Lane Kiffin, they have the Norvell buyout money. So why is he still employed at the school?
They might think like, hey, we have the money for this guy who we think is worth it, but there's no other
that's what it implies.
Coaching candidate who we think is worth it, so we'll just wait it out till next year. Maybe there'll be somebody
Well, the story
else.
implies, as we go to break here, the story implies what you just said.
Right.
The story implies that they –
but that seems so odd that Lane Kiffin would be like the only coach possible that you would view as worth making this move.
Well, but if Norvell keeps his job, then and if this story's true, it is that is the answer. By the way, the rest of the story, the Schlabach story, goes on and on. Look, it's always sour grapes. LSU got him, everybody else didn't. But how Ole Miss dodged a bullet and Florida dodged a bullet and he's a bad guy and a drama queen. Listen, everyone's got sour grapes when you don't get the guy. I get that. But this one's pretty intense. I mean, if you read this story, it's pretty intense.
The thing that surprised me about this whole thing, I think if Kiffin had left Ole Miss for Florida, the backlash would not have been as strong. I had no idea the rivalry between Ole Miss and LSU. And so I looked it up because I was like, I don't understand why Ole Miss is I mean, LSU to me is clearly a better job than Ole Miss. So I was like, why is Ole Miss so upset about this? So I went and looked. First off, I didn't know that Ole Miss LSU, the rivalry, it actually has a name. It's called the Magnolia Bowl, which I've never heard. And I've grown up in the SEC, and because there really have never been any pivotal Ole Miss LSU games for me to watch as a Florida fan. LSU and Ole Miss have played 110 times.
Yeah.
I mean, this rivalry, Ole Miss LSU, it's a decade older than the Florida-Georgia rivalry. So I just had no idea. I mean, so to me, and so you're talking about he leaves Ole Miss for a school that Ole Miss has played 110 times. Florida and Ole Miss have played 27 times ever. So I do think the backlash, had he left for Florida,
would have been different. Yeah. In the way it dragged. Anyway, we got to go to break. I would encourage you one more time. Go, if you're a Gator fan, go watch Allie Peak Wilbur's interview with Danny Werfel. It's fantastic. And if you're a college football fan, go read Mark Schlabaugh's ESPN story because it's stuff I never knew. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
It's The Ride Home with The Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a 1010XL J-Fund Challenge match.
Lifetime Enclosures wants to do their part for the J-Fund. They're the place to go for enclosures and floors built for a lifetime. Donate before 5:30 and Lifetime Enclosures will match your gift up to $5,000. Call 904-207-7070.
Denise is a Pilates instructor and a small business owner who built her own studio, so I guess that means she's kind of a real estate mogul too.
And don't forget, a mom as well.
And that community first, we get that. And we get you. We're here to help you live your best life by providing the financial services you need with low fees, convenience, and local decision making.
So just be yourself.
At Community First and on the go. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Insured by NCUA.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
What's happening, beautiful people? It's your main man, E to the T here. And cool air, open trails, and that perfect Florida winter sunshine, woo! It's the season to get outside and explore Clay County. From Christmas parades and hometown festivals to holiday markets and local theater shows, holiday magic is lighting up every corner of Clay County. Get outside, get moving, and get active. Come see everything happening this season at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com.
Now is a great time to be there for J-Fund families. Text the word GOAL to 44834.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Yo, you already know it's your main man, E.T. And no one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails, served over ice balls, local craft beers, and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. Rounded out with adventurous drink menus, second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree drafts. Check them out now on Atlantic and Kernan. Twin Peaks, eat, drink, scenic views. Come on, somebody.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
When the game was looking strange to start, the team would look to strange to allow everything to make sense once again. In the second quarter, Trevor Lawrence would find the star tight end for a 21-yard touchdown, making the score 15-3 with 14:54 left in the first half. The strange score is your Performance Painting play of the game.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Get ready to celebrate December with Best Bet. We're giving away an incredible $660,000. Kickstart your holiday fun at all Best Bet locations with the 12 Days of Christmas High Hands, $500 giveaways during Clockwork Cash Out on the table games, and big cash high hands all weekend long. And don't miss out on thrilling tournaments like the $30,000 guarantee GoPo 300 at Orange Park and daily tournaments at all Best Bet locations. For details, head to bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Hi there, this is Chris Berman from ESPN, and I choose to be there for the Tom Coughlin J Fund because money goes to those who need it most. Families. They need emotional help, financial help, and the J Fund is there. You can be too.
Call 207-7070. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, been a busy show, mostly raising money for the Tom Coughlin J Fund. This is our radiothon. We're very proud of it. We're trying to get to $275,000. I think we're going to get there. The number, by the way, to call, 904-207-7070, or you can text GOLD to 44834. We certainly talked about that. It was great having Tom Coughlin in here. He talked all about the starting the J Fund and why it means so much and how much it means to him, and we do appreciate that. Earlier, we had parents Alex and Harley, parents of Zechariah. Hayes, you said it was one of the best we've ever had in here, honest and genuine, and certainly told a great story of what they went through, and it was certainly our honor to have them in there. We talked a little Jaguar football. You heard from Brian Thomas Jr. today. Hayes caught up with him in the locker room, as he always does, to catch up with these star players. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. And we talked more about the Kiffin thing again. I'll tell you again, the Alley Peak Wilbur podcast with Danny Werfel I thought was very telling, so we certainly enjoyed that. And this Schleybaugh story as well. So a lot of stuff going on over the course of the show today. Andrea or Audrey Maples, maybe Andrea Maples, thank you for that $1,000. We just got in. So
thank you so much.
We've had a lot of very, 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 very generous people step in. We were way late, so I'm going to take one more break. But before we take a break, I'm going to tell you, please call the Community First Hope Hub. You can call it at 904-207-7070. You can text GO to 44834. Imagine how heartbreaking it would be if you find out your child has cancer and all of a sudden the emotional support you need, the financial support you need, and the Tom Coughlin J Fund has found a way to make that happen. So help them, help others, and I know you will. Back to wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The latest Super Bowl odds, the Los Angeles Rams, coming off a loss to the Carolina Panthers, are the betting favorite to win Super Bowl 60. The Rams are plus 460. They're in a three-way tie with 9 wins this season in the NFC West. The Seahawks in that group are plus 900 to capture the Super Bowl. The Green Bay Packers, a half game behind the Chicago Bears in the NFC North, are plus 900. The Philadelphia Eagles at 8-4 are also plus 900 to win the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots have won 10 straight. They are plus 1100 1,100 to capture this year's Super Bowl. And the Buffalo Bills, who are behind them in the AFC East, are also plus 1,100.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010 XL.
The holidays are just around the corner, and so is your entire family.
Babe, the toilet's growling at me again.
Uh-oh, the kitchen sink just turned into Old Faithful. Ah, there's no hot water!
Don't let plumbing chaos steal your holiday cheer. Call Duck Duck Rooter today to fix those issues before Aunt Linda blames you for ruining Christmas dinner. Duck Duck Rooter, your local plumbing pros. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Frangie here for South State Bank. At South State, they believe strong relationships build strong businesses. That's why they take the time to understand your goals, challenges, and vision so they can provide solutions tailored to your needs, like they've done for me for years. South State has always been there for our business and our charity. With a team you can trust and a commitment to personalized service, South State Bank is here to be more than your bank. They're your partner in business. Visit SouthStateBank.com. South State Bank, member FDIC.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Make your difference now. Text the word GOAL to 44834.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyoublow.com.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit DFHSalesEvent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
San Jose Collision is hiring for an automotive detailer and porter. If you're detail-oriented, dependable, and love working with cars, apply in person at San Jose Collision in Mandarin. Valid driver's license required.
Rebound Rehabilitation. 11 great locations across the First Coast, and they're just a click away when it comes to feeling strong and healthy again. If you need the best path to recovery, look no further than Rebound Rehab. Log on and check out one of their great 11 locations.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Jacksonville homes are selling, but it can take months, and it takes a price lower than you want. Well, getting top price means aggressive marketing, and Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive the demand to sell your home. And they have this unbelievable promise and guarantee. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. If you need to sell now, Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. You want max price? Chad and Sandy are going to aggressively market your home, and they're going to get it. Anthony and Mary in Palm Coast said, we wanted to move back home closer to family. Getting max price was more important than a fast sell, but we had only purchased our home last year, so we didn't have much equity. After just 23 days of aggressive marketing with Chad and Sandy, they sold our house at the price we needed to make the move. Call the Jacksonville experts you can trust, and I recommend. Call Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or ChadAndSandy.com.
Hidden Hills Golf Club on Monument Road has a little bit of something for everyone. So whether you want to practice, play, or just relax with friends at the Hills Grill, Hidden Hills is the place for you. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com.
1010XL's early high school signing period coverage is lit up by Flame Broiler and Baker Glass.
You got scholarship offers from Auburn and Florida.
Listen all day as our star high school athletes reveal where they plan to play their college ball. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Tom Coughlin here, joining 1010XL for the J-Fund Radiothon. I'm asking you to be there for families tackling childhood cancer and give now.
Call 207-7070.
Thank you.
Back to a Coughlin Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
Thanks to Apoorva Vashi, just gave $1,500. We certainly do appreciate that. Our 5 o'clock hour now is going to come in about $12,259. That's the best hour we've had now, really, since the 10 o'clock hour. So certainly very good. Obviously, we had the big numbers early in the morning, the 8, the 9, and the 9 to 10. But we've had a $12,000 hour now, which is kind of a cool thing. So that's kind of neat. So you see the total number down there? I can't quite see it.
Yeah, well, we're probably right around 235.
235,
right
yeah. So we're getting there. Our goal is 275. But Tom, we just talked to Tom. Let's try and see if we can. What the hell with that? Let's see if we can get to 300. So again, you know the number: 904-207-7070. 904-207-7070. That's the number. You can text GOAL to 44834. Again, it's the opportunity really to help these families is a special thing. It is a truly special thing. If you have an opportunity to help these families, you can only imagine. Most of us have children. And you can only imagine what it would be like to hear that your child has cancer. And so Tom and his group do a wonderful job. One more time, 904-207-7070. Let's say hello to our friend Rick below.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick, I'll get to some of the sports stuff in a minute, but you've been part of this since the get-go, too. This is a special day.
It really is. It's, I find myself nervous before getting on the air. And
same.
That's a pretty cool feeling because it's for such a unbelievable cause. And, the Jacksonville listeners, they outdo themselves yearly. I'm hoping they're going to do the same thing here over the next 2 hours. But as you know, these stories don't always end with a happy ending.
Right.
And I followed some of these stories over the years. And a young girl I had in here about 4 years ago has had a portion of her leg amputated, and just since that interview, and just there's so much going on. I mean, this show used to really be different and kind of like, it's here. When the Jaguars, we were talking about the draft.
Yeah.
And we were talking about free agent. That's not the case this year.
No,
It's a first-place team, and we're still going to talk about the Jags tonight, but we're certainly going to mix in a couple of interviews with these families.
Let me ask you one sports question. I'm serious. I've been telling Hayes this. We followed this Kiffin thing so closely. We followed it everywhere, and we all followed it, and we tried to have sources. And when Kiffin got up there, and we all knew that it was LSU, Ole Miss, or Florida, and they're all trying to get him, and LSU won the battle. And then Kiffin gets up there in his presser, and he says there were 4 offers. They were all, the money was all about the same. It was just blah, 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 blah. I assumed the 4th school was Penn State.
Yeah.
It could have been Auburn, but I assumed Penn State. It was Florida State.
Yeah.
Did you know? I had no idea.
Now, I know a year ago that during that 36-hour process where Mike Norvell took out, his 44 and put it on the Seminole head with the Alabama rumors, that there was talk that if Lane Kiffin, they had communication, and that if they had gone to Lane Kiffin last year, they could have gotten him.
Yeah.
Okay? But this year's one surprised me just because of, you're telling everyone you don't have any money, and then you're making a run at this guy. So does that mean they do have money?
That was Hayes' point.
Were they going to contact Bernie Madoff?
Yeah.
I mean, what were they going to do? How are you going to get all this cash to afford Lane Kiffin?
And how is Mike Norvell still possibly your coach?
If you had the money.
If you have the money.
Yeah. Hayes made that point earlier. But and apparently Mike offered, and he knew each other from their FSU days.
Right.
I'm sorry, their USC days. Anyway, it's a fascinating story. And I said, I wonder if Rick knew. Because if you didn't know, then nobody knew. I mean, if you didn't know, I'm serious about that. If Rick Ballou had no idea, then nobody did.
Is Florida State pushing back on it at all? Because the story's been out for a few hours now, right?
I haven't seen anything. Do you know that this week 2 long-standing Florida State podcasts that have been running for like 10, 12 years both said, we're good. The program's so bad, they quit.
Really? Wow.
The media quit.
I'll be darned.
2 of them
I did not.
on Florida State. No, I mean, the story just popped in. I saw it on my way out, so, we'll see. But I would expect.
If you're Florida State, don't you have to push back on it? You got a coach.
Hey, guys. Tony White said he received a death threat. I have contacted the president, the athletic directors, and the athletic director, and others who are all in charge. And I got one response to contact someone else. They are great at just taking a story instead of responding, just sweep it under the rug and let it dissolve. They didn't even comment on a death threat.
On a death threat,
it's unbelievable. I mean, how can you look what happened there this past year with the shootings?
I know,
and they're not even responding to the member of the media who's asking what's going on with the death threats. Didn't even answer a question.
All right, so tonight, J-Fun stuff tonight.
All that tonight. Looking forward to it.
All right, thank you, Rick. Rick does a wonderful job, by the way, promoting the J-Fun. So please give him a call, 904-207-7070, or you can text 44834. I am honored for all the years we do this we are honored as a radio station to be a very small part of this, and I mean that very sincerely. So thank you, because you're the real stars, Jacksonville, for the donations you make, and I mean that very sincerely. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. Don't go anywhere. Rick Ballou is next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.